Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Collector's Vault, where cardboard is king. My name is Mike, and I learned from my last video that I really can't make any jokes or funny thumbnails whenever I want to make a video because people just don't get it, and I think it just makes people not want to watch it. So now, for all you people out there who don't get comedy, I have to be very blunt and just say that, hey, guess what? We're doing a Mailday video. We got all kind of cool things. We got all kind of cool things I want to show you guys without things falling over. And apparently I just got to cover it to the point. Say, hey, let's look at stuff that we're adding to the vault or adding for things to sell in the future. You know, I'm gonna talk about some good investment opportunities, things that I think people are kind of, not keeping their eye on. And I think, hey, if ever you come across these things in the future or maybe in the very near future, pick them up while you can. I think it's a good thing to have long term, even probably within the next year or so. You can probably see a good return. And I guess with all that said, let's go to the table. Okay, so we have a lot to show. We got some of this, we got some cards, we got some boxes, which are gigantic, but let's get through some of the little stuff first. So first of all, I've been picking up a few of these little cards. And I think this is probably no obvious, but today at the time of this recording is Pokemon Anniversary Day, and I'm sure we all know that Pokemon right now is going through a really bad case of scalpers, people going through and buying all the Shining Fates boxes out of stores, buying them out, charging potentially well over double or triple the price of what those boxes are worth. It's pretty bad. And the McDonald's Pokemon packs were also not safe from the scalpers. They were going and buying Happy Meals by the boatload, or even just going up and saying to the people at the register, hey, give me all your Pokemon packs, I'll buy them off you. So I think these pickups, I mean, right now I have a bunch of, I have a couple in the mail that I'm waiting for. I actually do want to get all the original starters, and personally, my favorite are the originals and Gen 2 starters, and I think these are always going to be good to pick up long term, whether they're the commons or the holo versions, but I think especially the holo versions. I know there's a couple Pikachu holo versions of this that are where I think Pikachu in this McDonald's pack comes in I think 2 or 3 variants, common and holo, and they're definitely the most expensive ones. And I guess, for good reason, I love Pikachu as well, but he's not my favorite. So I'm personally going for the starters. I think the starters are undervalued right now, and we'll definitely see a nice little price spike in the future. A couple other little Pokemon pickups I got are the Jesse and James cards from Hidden Fates. Now, there is a non-full art version of this. This is obviously the full art version. I honestly want to kick myself in the butt, because these were honestly like $5 for the longest time, and even the PSA 10s were like $30. I should have bought as many as possible, because now these things raw are like $10. So to get them graded, you're looking at like 10 to $20 just to get them graded, and then to hope for them to be PSA 10. I mean, I personally think these in PSA 10 were such a cheap but amazing pickup with an amazing return. Now, I personally like Jesse and James and Meowth. I just like Team Rocket as a whole. I think they were some of my favorite characters from the anime, and I just think there's a lot of charm to these guys. And I think this card just looks really cool in its full art form. And again, it's from Hidden Fates, very popular set. It's hard to come by those sets nowadays, and so I think these kind of cards. I think there's also like a Giovanni card that I want to pick up. I think they're still kind of affordable. I think they're just really good. You guys should definitely keep your eye on those. Let's go on to this little package right here. I'm pretty sure I know what this is, but just make sure it should be a structure deck that I bought. Now, this is actually a Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure deck, and actually the rest of these things are all going to be Yu-Gi-Oh! Related. Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure decks kind of have a tendency to go up. And, I'm sorry, this is actually a special edition, not structure deck, I'm sorry. Over here is a structure deck. We'll get to that in a second. This is actually a special edition. Here we go. Shadow Specters. Now, this is obviously one of those sets that was very affordable, even especially when it first came out. First edition boxes of Shadow Specters were like $50 for the longest time, because the set didn't have anything too crazy at the time. Nothing really meta relevant. There were the Noble Knights. They actually brought the price of the box up for a while, but then they kind of fell out of favor. And Shadow Specters really didn't have anything great. It had a couple good super rares. I think the one card in this set, it's the Ghost Trick Lantern, I think. I forget, the little pumpkin guy. I think they're actually worth like $8. So that's probably the best super you can pull out of the set. Did have some pretty cool little promos at Tuning and Stardust, which is actually like amazing. I think this is one of the most accessible Stardust, to get it at the time. And I do feel that this is just one of those special editions where like I got this for retail at $10, and I feel like just for it being this old, it's probably really cool to have it. Like, this should be $10. It's kind of what I'm trying to say. Other special editions have gone up over time. I think this will follow suit. So saving this for $10, I feel like, like, why would you not get it? So, moving on to the actual structure deck. This is the Ice Barrier structure deck, Freezing Chains. Now, I know people are going to completely argue and say, oh my gosh, you'll never make your money if you rip all these open. Well, of course. I don't plan on ripping all these open. Kind of, like, very similar to the Shadow structure deck, which I also have a very large position of. The Shadow structure deck was kind of like a fan favorite. People loved the Shadows, and admittedly, that structure deck actually did like introduce like amazing reprints, and it also included like meta relevant cards. The Shadows actually were like top tier when that structure deck came out. It was like the invoked Shadow deck, but this I don't really see bringing Ice Barriers into the meta. I mean, this is actually this new Trishula monster is actually a really good synchro monster that's going to be used in all kinds of decks, but I think these new like Ice Barrier monsters, I don't know, they might have one in the back here. Some of these new Ice Barrier cards actually are really good for the deck, and I'm sure it'll make the deck playable at like the casual level. I don't see this being like super competitive though. That's just my opinion. So I feel like this is good to not rip them right now. I mean, by all means, if you want to play Ice Barriers, go on and get these things, like, why not? But I think, similar to Shadows, Ice Barriers, along with, like, Trishula and Brionac, all those cards are all really just iconic and memorable, and people like those. So I think this will also go over time. I can see these things being, like, individually, like, 15 to 20 bucks a piece within, like a year or so. Maybe 2 years. So, again, that's my little theory, and, yeah, I'm sticking to it. Now onto the big boy. Okay. So it's gonna be kind of tough trying to get all these out here, so I might actually just pick them up and put them in front of you. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of hard trying to get this big box in front of the camera. So you can either believe me or not believe me if these are what's coming out of the box, but it is. And they give you a lot of these little boom things here. Okay, so that is one. Well, I will give these guys credit. They did package these very well. Oh, that is okay. Well, this is actually not very cool what they did. Ooh, I can't wait to complain about this. 3. Oh, that's right, I got this as well. Alright, guys. Well, guess what? Time for me to whine and complain, because I have a problem here. So, the next pickup was 6 Phantom Rage boxes. This is obviously not the best set right now. It's very modern, but it does have a lot of... It did introduce the Tri-Brigades, has that one, like, Utopia guy, Zexal Weapon Thingamajigger, whatever his name is. Or Divine Arsenal, so he's pretty good. Again, like, and good Starlight Rares. I think even just the Starlight Rares in general are kind of what will make this set become worth more of a time. These are honestly under 50 bucks a piece. And I feel like this is going to be worth a fair amount of money in due time. Like, a lot of modern booster boxes are already going over $100. Like, obviously, Rise of the Duels is a really good example. That's definitely a box I should have bought a case on, like, probably even multiple cases. But Phantom Rage, I think, is a very underrated set, and I think it's definitely going to go up over time. For being only a $50 box, I felt this would be kind of fun to hold on to. Here's my little here's a little thing. I got these too. These were honestly under $1. These are like, I think it's 3 of the original Gear armor. I kind of just want to have those because, again, they're original, very iconic. Now, here's a problem I just realized with this. What in God's name is that? They actually ripped. I think they used a knife and cut this off. What was here? Here's the barcode. So I don't know if there was like a sticker here or something. What did these people do? I think every single one of these have, like, yeah, like, I mean, let's be honest. These are obviously still like sealed. I would never make the argument, oh no, it's not sealed. It's still sealed. But like, I don't want that little piece missing here. And honestly, these boxes were a little beat up. I'm not too fond of that. Okay. I'm sure the packs are just fine, but it's like, hey man, look at this. Why did they do that? And I'm gonna actually call this out here. These are actually purchased on that one company, Troll and Toad. I saw these things for under, again, these things were under 50 bucks, and I'm like, well, that's too good to not pick up. And I would say, yeah, I've had a lot of good experiences with Troll and Toad, but like, my God, like, what, guys, please tell me, what used to be here? This is definitely them cutting off, like, a piece of the back of the box. I mean, I'm actually a little bit worried, because it almost makes it looks very sus, I'll tell you that right now. Very sus. Alright, so, if you guys can explain to me what that is, I might actually, like, I'm gonna email them or something and let them know, hey guys, like, there's way too many little, like, missing things in the back of my boxes. Like, what's up with that? Anyway, so hope you guys enjoyed this. I have a couple more things coming in the mail, but I just want to say thanks again for watching, and I guess that's it for now, guys. So I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.